Morning. This is Lisa with the Peacock Parlor. So today I wanted to do a video on these decoupage napkin covers that I've been working on. And this is the last page that I'm getting ready to sew up. Very pretty. This is going to be the back page. So I've decoupaged the front with a napkin, and then on the back I found a pretty paper to enclose for the back inside cover, and I want to put a pocket on. So also the other thing that I want to do is I want to stitch around the edges here so that hopefully it won't pull up. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is finish this one up with the stitching. And I'm going to start at the bottom here where I'm going to sew on my pocket. And I'm trying to line up the edges where they will, so that I'm sewing fairly close to the edge. I'm not good with process videos, but I had a friend who recommended that I make a few. So that's what I'm doing. So we just turn around here. And like I said, we just want to come right up through there as close to the edge as possible, but making it so that hopefully things won't lift up. This is a little Janome sewing machine. They're very inexpensive. They're very lightweight, very easy to work with. In case anybody was wondering. Makes a lot of noise. She probably needs to be oiled. You may notice, too, that I'm sewing on the inside versus the, now I've gone off here and I'm not close enough to catch that pocket, so I've got to restart that. Okay. All right, so I just wanted to finish that up. I had been sewing along, and I wanted to show you. So see? You come along the edges, and I'm sewing from the inside so that I can see my inside edge. If I was sewing on this side, I wouldn't be able to make sure that I was catching the inside cover. I hope that that makes sense. All right, so now I'm going to move my sewing machine out of the way. And I'm going to try to show you what I've done. So I started off, I had cardstock that I had not been using because I don't make cards anymore, really. And so for any other journal, you would just fold it in half. You know, you wouldn't, but for in this case, to make the open spine journals, I had to cut, of course, to make a front cover and a back cover. And so then what I did is I took Mod Podge, which I think everybody's familiar with that. You can use just regular Elmer's glue mixed with a little bit of water. And so then I had all these beautiful napkins that I had not been using. And so I still have some here, very pretty ones that I haven't had a chance. And I used the napkins, several of them here that I haven't had a chance to use. Here's some extra ones, but what you have to do is you have to, and I think you all know this from watching any videos on decoupaging, and I don't know if this is going to be easy for me or not, but you have to pull the white backing off. Some people use tweezers. These aren't that hard to do, and you pull the back off, and then these are very strong, very sturdy napkins. And then you put glue all over the cardstock, and then you put your napkin down. Now you want to take your napkins, and you do want to come around the edges a little bit on the inside. You want to come around. I don't have any, but maybe you can see. You want to bring your napkin around to the insides just a little bit, you know, and then you're going to cover it later with whatever cardstock or scrapbook papers you want for your inside. And then stitching helps to keep things. So what I'm really going to get into today is the hinges. How to make the hinges for an open spine book. So what I have here, I have some trims and some laces right here. Some ideas of things that I might want to. I'm going to keep this simple. This is a whole pack that I have from Sheila. I tell you, I use these all so sparingly. But I have, as you can see on the top here, I have some little snippets that I've saved. And I may dig into that. We'll see. But here's what I thought I would take a look at using. I particularly like this edging. And I particularly like this one. This one here, I think it's too, I mean, it might work. I think it's a little bit too dangly. You know, this part here is too dangly. So, I don't think I'm going to use that one. Let's just see. I mean, it could work. But there's a lot of different variations. This one would be a good one too, but I don't think I have enough of it right here. And then there are these that would work for hinges. So I think these two, so for instance, if I use this as a hinge, right, this lace, I could put this, apply this to the top. And then that would make a pretty hinge. I don't know that this is the one I want to use that hinge for. I've got to make sure I have the right side here. This is the right side. Would the green look good on this one? Or would it be better for this one? This is another cover that I have. Not sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make up the hinges first. And then I will decide later which ones I want to use them on. So we're going to try to straighten the edges up a little bit. I want to be able to wrap them around. I want them to be long enough to wrap around my books. So right about there. You can always cut off if you have too much. So I'm going to make a few this length. at least 2. Maybe I'll do one more set. I have 4 books, so I need 8 hinges. So I'm going to do 2 sets with this lace, which I believe is a vintage lace. And there's those hinges. And I'm going to decide if I want to use the ivy. And then I think the other one that I'm going to do is going to be this one. I think this one's cute. Smaller, delicate hinge. I don't know if I can get 4 out of this piece. We'll see. Looks like 1 set for now. Okay. So maybe I will do 1 using this dangly. Because that's what I have pulled out, so that's what we're going to use. Okay. So these are all going to be hinges for my open spine. Let's see, what do I have? All right, so I do have enough of this for 4 hinges. I'm just looking through my trims to see if there's anything else. I have this pretty ribbon here that maybe I could do a few. This ribbon here. Let's see if we can get a few. So we could put that there. We'll do a few more. Okay. Let me see. I think that one was too small. Maybe there. Okay. This I think is going to be too long, so we're just going to cut them down a little bit. And then this one's a little bit long too. We're going to cut it down a little bit. Okay. And so you can see these are going to be our hinges. All right. So what I want to do is I want to take, this is called Fabri-Tac, and this is good for gluing fabric. And I'm going to glue I think, yeah, I'm going to glue the hinges down. Now the reason I'm turning this over is because the glue is going to seep through. So I'm flipping it. There we go. Okay. Just going to push that down a little bit to get it to stay. So I hope I'm making sense. I'm not. The glue tends to want to seep through the holes in the lace. And I don't really want to get it on my table. I should have a mat or something underneath me, but there we go. It's difficult because I don't have professional camera equipment, and it's hard for me to see through what I'm doing. And make sure that everything's all on camera here. But I think you get the idea. We're making hinges. That's what we're making. And then this is going to be the last set. All right, so that's step one to making the hinges. So then we're going to move these aside while some of them dry. And then I'm just going to glue on a set to show you. I think I'm going to go with this one. So this is our back cover because it has the pocket on it. And this is our front cover. So my back pocket I'm going to lay down like this. And then this is going to be my front cover. Now what I'm going to do eventually is I'm going to glue on some pockets. in the front of my journal. I thought those would make pretty pockets. So I will do that. But for now, so this is going to be the front cover. So what I want to do is I want to glue my hinge on. I don't want it too far up to the top. I want it down in a little bit because the ribbon that you're going to tie around in the back, you want to make sure that you have enough room up here and down here. You'll see later. So I'm just going to put some glue here. On the edge. I want to make sure my edge is down. And I'm going to glue it right there. Okay. So then I'm going to hook my sides together. But you want to leave a little space. You don't want to come right up to the edge. You want to leave a little gap. Not a lot. And then you're going to glue that too. Make sure you got your edge down. Okay. So I'm going to try to hold it together. And then I'm going to make sure there's a little bitty gap. Little bitty gap. Okay. All right, and that's one side down. And then let's do the next one. I want to come up. I want to leave almost the same distance that I left here, down here at the bottom. I want to try to line these up as best as I can. Yep, and then turn it over. Come up to the edge with my Fabri-Tac. Leave a little bit, just a little bit. All right, and then that's, yeah. And so there's the hinges. And it'll open up, and then we're going to put we're going to choose our papers for the signature that are going to go in, and then a ribbon is going to wrap around the spine in the back, and we're going to tie a bow in the back, which I can show later, or I can demonstrate now without putting the papers in. You can get the idea. I'll grab some ribbon. I'm just going to let this dry for a little bit so that the ribbon doesn't stick to it. So I'm going to move this over here, and what we'll do is we will put some hinges on this one while we're waiting for the other one to dry. So this is going to be the front cover. We're going to go with these as the hinges on here. This appears to be a smaller piece, so we gotta maybe not have as much. We got the birds, make sure everything's facing the right way. All right. I think I need a little bit of glue under here. It looks like this is coming up just a little bit. That's okay. right, and then there's this one. And that one's going to go right there. I actually think I might have to cut this off just a little bit. Okay. It was just overhanging a little weirdly. All right, and then we're gonna, oh, that's the wrong one. What am I doing? Like I said, trouble seeing. So making sure the birds are facing that way, making sure my pocket is at the bottom. We're gonna line these up. And then we're gonna bring our hinges around. I think I've got them up too far. I've done the exact opposite of what I told you to do. Yep. Okay. Okay. It will still work, but it would have been better had I had them where they were supposed to be. All right. And so there's the hinges on that one. And so we're going to go back and check and see, make sure. We're going to work with that. I'm going to show you how to put a ribbon through. So I hope you get the idea of how to work with the hinges. Like I said, I should have come in a little bit more. I should have had more space at the top and more space at the bottom. I was distracted. Okay, but that's kind of what it's going to look like on the inside. Okay, so now for this one, we're going to need some ribbon. And what I did for the journals that I've already made is I used this sari and I ironed it. And it's I did a funny thing. I have a curling iron. Some people use a flat iron. I thought I had a flat iron. I couldn't find it. I used a curling iron, and I just put this into the curling iron, heated up the curling iron, and it flattened it out so it was nice and full. And I'll probably do that with this one later. But so you do 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 to 5. Yeah, I guess this one's about 5. All right. The size up and down of the book, that's how many lengths you want to make for the ribbon. And then normally what you would have is you would have your signatures lying in here. And then you're going to take your ribbon and you're going to go around this way and come around the back like this. And you're going to tie it in the back in a bow. Tie your signature in. And then you tie your bow. And that's how your signature is going to be basically put into the book. Of course, I'm holding it upside down. I hope you understand. Okay? So thank you for watching. Have a good day.